So crazy stuff came out about Tucker Carlson yesterday, and you know the memes about him being bought off by Iran. Well, guess what? It might actually be true. The conspiracy theories are true, guys. We were right about this. All these conservative podcasters like Kansas Owens, all of a sudden turning around and defending Iran, even like after the successful missile strike, and Trump announced that the war is potentially over in Iran. And there's still the grifters out there saying this is false, this isn't real. Listen to me, guys. He is under investigation right now by the FBI because he has an involvement, but quote unquote, might have an involvement with Iran, like giving out information that he knows about the government to Iran. So let's go ahead and check out this video because it's crazy, guys.
So the other day I found out that the CIA is preparing some kind of criminal referral against me, a crime report, to the Department of Justice on the basis of a supposed crime I committed. What's that crime? Well, talking to people in Iran before the war. They read my texts. So
Ooh.
The crime under consideration apparently would be the Foreign Agent Act or something like that, acting as an agent of a foreign power. And I don't expect this to go anywhere. I'm not too worried about an actual criminal case against me for a bunch of reasons. One,
that's why you're making a video about it, because you're not worried. It seems like you're worried, buddy, if you're making a video about it, telling everybody about this.
I'm not an agent of a foreign power. Unlike a lot of people commenting on U.S. politics and global affairs, I have only one loyalty, and that's the United States. And
I beg to differ. You talk about the memes of you bending over to freaking Iran and their leader that died.
have never acted against it. Its interests are the only interests I care about because I'm from here and I have a lot of kids. So that's not a concern. I've also never taken money from anybody. Don't need it,
Okay.
don't want it. And that's
Okay.
and moreover, it's my job to talk to everybody all the time and try and figure out what's happening around the world. That's literally what I do for a living. And I'm not going to stop doing that. Nor should I don't think. I'm also an American. I can talk to anybody.
How you sitting there texting Iran? Like, he says Iran, so you're texting like the government of Iran from your phone. How do you have their number? You just talk to people, but how on earth do you have the number to Iran themselves? He just says Iran. I don't know if it's like the leaders or something. How do you even have their number directly? Freaking DMing them in the.
I have no secrets to divulge. So legally, I think the case is ludicrous, and I doubt it'll even become a case. I'm bringing this up for a couple of reasons, though, and they're pretty obvious. One is that countries tend to become more authoritarian in wartime. It's just the nature of war. People are dying. The stakes are high. People's emotions have risen to a very high point, to a crescendo. And so there's much less tolerance for any kind of dissent in the homeland. The irony, of course, is the United States fights wars on behalf of freedom, but there's always less of it here.
So you sit here and defend Iran. The other day, he was talking about if we went over there and Iran surrendered, we would go over there and start R-wording their women there. That he said that. He literally said that U.S. soldiers will just go out and start assaulting women. First and foremost, there's laws that the USA follows when their army's out there, and they can go to prison for doing stuff like that. But he was also, oh, that's what they're gonna do, guys. Don't surrender, Iran. What does that tell you? Isn't that a big indicator that he's trying to have Iran not surrender and keep continuing this war? Huh. And he has, like I said, and he's texting Iran.
In our country during war. So that's a widely recognized phenomenon, and it's likely to happen now, too. Another point to make that is worth knowing is that the USIC, the intelligence agency, spy on Americans. Now, you probably knew that, and it's been revealed a lot, including by Julian Assange and Ed Snowden, both of whom are threatened with death for revealing it, but everyone knows. But it's probably a little more widespread than most people understand, and it's outrageous. There's no justification for your government, which you own, you're a shareholder in it, you pay for it, to be violating your privacy like this. But it happens all the time. And in fact, one of the reasons that CIA or people within CIA, just to be clear, it's a huge, sprawling, disconnected agency. What it does in a specific case doesn't represent what everybody in the building thinks, but there are some people who are mad at me for my views about Israel. And they have some latitude. And one of the reasons they pass on criminal complaints, in effect, to law enforcement is to justify warrants for spying on Americans. So that is an absolutely real thing.
So there's a big, controversy when it comes to the CIA spying on people, their text messages. Um, it's funny because even if you live in America and you're not being spied on, the government could just go knock on the door of any mobile provider and ask for their details of your account, and they'll give it to them. Like if there's an investigation going on, a cop goes up to T-Mobile, hey, we need the text messages and the data, the internet browsers of this user. They will give it to them. They're not shy. They don't want to get in trouble. So even if they weren't spying, they can still ask your mobile provider for the information, and they'll give it to them. They have to, especially if it's in a criminal investigation.
But the main reason they do it is to leak the existence of the investigation, such as it is, to the media, and then humiliate and terrify the subjects of this op. And that's, of course, happened to me repeatedly.
Yeah, he's the victim, guys. Yeah, see how he's spinning it around saying, oh, this is nothing. They're just trying to throw me under the bus because mean old Trump doesn't like me no more.
Many times, including in famously 2021 when I was still at Fox News and trying to set up an interview with Vladimir Putin. And the NSA, I heard from someone there, had grabbed my text messages with an American citizen and had leaked them to news outlets. Those texts were basically my attempts to set up an interview with the foreign head of state, and they leaked them to the New York Times in order to stop the interview, which they successfully did, by the way. And they admitted that they were spying on me. This is not a fantasy. It actually happened.
But no criminal investigation was launched on you, buddy. What are you talking about? This is completely different. This is not the same as you going to Russia. And by the way, he was praising Russia for the clean streets. Everything's clean over here, guys. It's cheap. I could buy a bag of apples for $2 or whatever he said. It's like this is completely different. This is something that the data leaks happen all the time. It happened with Matt Walsh, right? His texts were leaked a couple years ago, and he threatened to sue anybody who talks about it, like the media or whatever. So this is completely different than a data leak. If there is a criminal investigation being launched on you, you did something wrong. They don't just do it for no reason. I love it when people are like, oh, they're coming after me, guys. The FBI's coming after me. I've done something wrong. I didn't do anything wrong, guys. They're trying to frame me. That's a conspiracy theory nut job talking right there. The FBI doesn't, the CIA, the FBI, whatever, doesn't just come after you for no freaking reason whatsoever. It's crazy.
They did it again 2 years later. My second attempt to get a Putin interview, I managed to get it anyway, and they've done it since. And so when you get a call from a reporter who knows the contents of your texts, it's pretty clear something's going on. None of this, in my judgment, as of right now, is a huge threat to me, so I'm not making this video to complain about it or whine or ask you to send me money because I'm under attack.
Lightweight it is, though. Why are you making this video then, bud? If you wanted to tell people about this, you could have just made a tweet. You didn't have to make a full-on video that's monetized, by the way. Pretty sure this video is monetized. It's on X.
I'm saying it because it's true, and you should know what your own government is doing, and you should know what the stakes are. And you should know that a lot of what happens in this country that affects outcomes happens behind the scenes. Some of it is legal, some of it is not, including what I'm describing now. But it has an effect. And the intel agencies, again, not everyone in the intel agencies, because there are decent, hardworking Americans who work in the intel agencies are Americans, just like there are decent, hardworking Americans who work at the DMV. But they're
trying to conspire against me, guys. The government is against you, but they're hardworking people, though. Don't forget that. They want to spy on you and put dirt on you when they need to, but they're hardworking American guys. See how two-faced he is, man? This is why nobody likes him. Conservatives and Democrats don't like this guy.
There are also people with agendas and grudges and no sense of restraint who are happy to misuse the power they have, granted them by our elaborate secrecy laws, to hurt fellow Americans for ideological reasons. That is entirely real. That's the story of Russiagate. And it's likely that things like that will begin to happen at greater scale now.
He's acting like he's some political figure. brother, you were relevant for like the elections, and that was it. Like, I'm telling you, nobody likes this guy anymore, dude. Like, he's such a grifter, and he's just flipping flopping in this video itself. So anyway, he's just pretty much just telling us that the CIA is investigating him for criminal charges, having contacted Iran before the war, giving out personal information about like the attack, because Tucker Carlson, he knows people that get this data before it's out leaked out to the public. That's what a reporter does. He's technically a reporter, I guess, but he has connections, and people know stuff before it's let out to the public. So apparently, what they're saying is he got this information from the government, and before they were about to attack, he sent out text messages to the Iran leader telling him, hey, they're going to attack in this area and that area. Be prepared. Apparently, it didn't work because he's dead now. But if this is true, this is the craziest thing ever. This would be the biggest scandal for an independent news reporter ever. This is the craziest thing. And if this is true, we should investigate all these podcasters that are for Iran. It's just very dangerous to have a voice like Tucker Carlson telling people that he's for you and he's for the American people, but then goes and helps out terrorist organizations. This is bad. This is the craziest thing ever. And like I said, people who start sticking up for Iran, we should start checking their transactions to see if they're actually getting paid from Iran and these terrorist organizations to stir up the pot for Trump. And it's just like it's just a crazy time we live in, guys. Just be careful who you listen to online, because one day they'll say one thing and another thing they'll say something else. And it's just like with Tucker Carlson. I was really never a big Tucker Carlson fan to begin with, especially when that thing came out about him saying that M&Ms are less sexy or something. That was so cringe that he said that. But yeah, so what do you guys think about this? You guys think this is true? You guys think this? He could be making this up, by the way, because his viewership might be going down. So he might be just making this up to get views. Who knows? But only time will tell, right? We'll see what happens. But I thought this was crazy that he's under criminal investigation by the CIA. So what do you guys think about this video? Go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you're new. Go ahead and hype up this video if you want people to see that Tucker Carlson is under investigation. And I'll see you guys in the next video.